So tell me, do you suffer from a jumping mind? You know what I mean? Do your thoughts just constantly bounce from one random idea to the next, usually exactly when you need them to stay put? Well, this isn't just a smartphone problem. It is a deeply human challenge, and it's the exact same struggle our main character faces today. Section 1. The Restless Bird. Let's go ahead and meet Kabir. So Kabir was this incredibly bright kid living in a small village, but he had a huge, debilitating roadblock. His mind jumped around, literally like a restless bird. He had these great intentions, right? He'd sit down, crack open a book, try to study, but within seconds, bam, his brain was just hijacked. Suddenly he's thinking about his phone, his friends, the games he could be playing, total chaos, and it completely derailed everything he was trying to do. Section 2, Taming the Wild Horse. Now, Kabir's father was watching this all unfold, and he was getting pretty worried. Okay, let's dive into this, because his father gave him this incredibly stark warning. He said, son, your mind is like a wild horse. If you do not control it, it will take you in the wrong direction. That is such a striking metaphor, isn't it? Think about a wild horse. Tons of power, tons of energy, kind of like the human brain. But without a rider calling the shots, that energy is just chaotic and destructive. A disciplined mind, though, that can take you anywhere. But of course, Kabir didn't take it seriously. He just completely brushed off his dad's profound advice. So, realizing his son just wasn't going to listen, the father took some drastic action. He sought out Guruji. This guy was a highly respected, wise old teacher who was practically famous for turning scattered, distracted kids into absolute successes. Section 3, Guruji's glass of water. So they arrive, and the teacher's approach is just not at all what you'd expect. Guruji didn't yell. He didn't give some long, boring lecture. He just smiled, handed Kabir the small glass of water, and gave him a deceptively simple challenge. He said, hold this glass and don't spill a single drop while walking around my garden. Now, to a smart kid like Kabir, this sounded like a total breeze. But the moment Kabir started walking, reality hit him hard. The garden was just full of triggers. You've got birds chirping, leaves rustling in the wind, kids laughing in the distance. And every single time a noise popped up, Kabir's attention snapped away from the glass. Because his focus broke, the water spilled, he ended up coming back to Guruji with a glass that was half empty. Now, what's really interesting about this is how Guruji brilliantly decodes the whole exercise. He breaks it down like this. The glass, that's your goal. The water inside it, that is your focus. And all that noise you heard around the garden, that is the distraction of the world. He told Kabir flat out, if you don't discipline your mind, your water is going to spill, and you will lose everything before you even realize it's gone. Section 4, the blueprint for discipline. It was time for Kabir to finally build a system. And this brilliantly illustrates how that visual of the half-empty glass really clicked for him. He realized that raw intelligence is kind of useless without a system. So he started small. 3 daily steps. Step 1, wake up at the exact same time every single day to build a rhythm. Step 2, aggressively limit his phone use to cut out that massive source of scatter. And step 3, practice morning meditation to train his mind to just sit calm and steady. Now, the source material is super honest here. At first, it was incredibly tough. His mind still wandered all over the place. Because focus isn't just some magic switch you flip on, right? It's a learned skill. It takes constant, intentional training. So when his mind inevitably drifted off, Kabir didn't beat himself up or quit. He just actively, constantly pulled his attention right back to the present moment. Section 5, the ultimate test. We're at the climax of Kabir's journey. So a full year of this relentless routine goes by. In the early days, his only real win was just wrestling his wandering mind back to the task at hand. But over the weeks, his memory actually tangibly improved. Give it a few months, and his grades shot up. And by the 1-year mark, this compounding progression completely transformed his life, giving him the foundation and the confidence to enter a massive, grueling national academic competition. During the actual event, the clock is ticking and the questions are super tricky. Most of the students there are full-on panicking, rushing through, their minds totally scattered by all the pressure. But Kabir, he stayed perfectly calm. He focused on just one question at a time. He was literally applying that exact lesson of the water glass, holding his focus perfectly steady and completely ignoring the frantic noise around him. And the result of that laser focus? Kabir was actually declared the winner. The whole village erupted in cheers, and Guruji just smiled with immense pride. This kid, who used to not even be able to read a single page without getting totally distracted, had just outfocused the brightest students in the entire nation. Section 6, Master Your Mind. So the crucial point here is that Kabir proved definitively that a disciplined mind is vastly stronger than raw talent, luck, or even natural intelligence. None of that stuff matters at all if you just keep spilling the water.
So I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question to chew on. What glass of water are you currently spilling? We really shouldn't let the motivation from this story just fade away. Your next chapter of success doesn't start tomorrow or next week. It begins the exact moment you decide to discipline your own mind. So, what worldly noise is draining your focus today, and what small step are you going to take right now to protect your glass? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.